weeks ago when after Le'Veon Bell signed, Eric Bieniemy was saying that it was an opportunity for you to like learn from him and have him sort of serve as a mentorship role. So, what is the biggest thing that you've picked up from him over these last couple of weeks?
The biggest thing is just how we practice. And honestly, Le'Veon came in and he's he just brought in a different little pep. And this it's always just extra competition in the room. Once you get an extra person in the room, it kind of up tempos the competition. So ultimately, just the way we compete, day in and day out, we off the field friends, but on the field, you still doing anything in our power to get on the field and compete.
Let's go next to Karen Kornacki. Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, Clyde. You've had the chance now to work with this offense, and Patrick Mahomes is just named the Offensive Player of the Week. But what impresses you working with a quarterback like him? How has he helped you elevate your game to this level?
Ultimately, the most simple thing that can come to mind is poise. Just the way everything is handled in tight situations, and ultimately keeping a poker face and then understanding everything that he has called, and just understanding the concept of what we have called.
Herbie, I think I'm going to cut you off there. I think you had a follow-up. Go ahead.
Hey, Clyde, back to Le'Veon. And Eric also mentioned that he reached out to you before he signed. What did it mean to you when Bell did reach out to you and let you know that he was coming here?
Ultimately, it was just it's a respect thing, and that's kind of like a man-to-man thing. So honestly, straightforward is just respect.
Let's go next to Seren Petro. Go ahead, Seren.
Clyde, I know you talked about learning the concepts early on, back before the season even got started, right? And you kind of touched on that a little bit earlier on things. How overall do you think it's going as far as you in the passing game, right? And understanding your role, all the roles. I know it's so many dominoes kind of fall on each other. Your role isn't just about you; it's some of the other things you got to understand that are going out there. Where do you feel you are in the passing and the blocking side of things for the running back position?
Right now, I feel like I'm ultimately we're right on schedule. As far as talking to Coach EB and Coach Reed, is nothing negative being said. It's ultimately just this game and being in the NFL, everything is week to week. So every week just finding that those three things to get better at, and those are always up there for me as far as pass game and just understanding my role and my concept. If it's a week, that ultimately the running back has his 111th, and I go out and do my job in the passing game.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Clyde, I was wondering if you could share maybe the advantages and perhaps some disadvantages of being in a rotation rather than maybe where you were getting 65, 70% of the snaps.
Ultimately, advantage is fresh legs and just being able to always be fresh on the field when you're in. And I mean, as far as being a running back, disadvantage is just I would probably just say groove, and that's probably with every back. Just finding a groove to get in. But getting in when a person's number is called, and ultimately we're pros. So executing when your number is called and being able to work with the opportunities that you get.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Clyde. Obviously, most Chiefs fans are aware of you being the top pick in the draft this year. But I wanted to ask you about Deshaun Wharton, a guy who was not drafted. But what's it been like to get to know him from training camp on, and just to see the success that he's having on the other side of the ball?
He does. It seems like he does everything right. And he's probably one of the hardest working guys that came in. So he's very respectable. Does everything he's asked to do. And once you do that, and you're a person who's all the way bought in, you ultimately see the results coming. And right now he's enjoying it, and everything he's doing is working out for him.
We've got two left. So let's go Adam and then Steve. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Clyde. Pretty soon you'll be getting to the point where you would have played a full college season, and you might have 10 or 12 games left in this season. I'm just curious how you're feeling physically and how you're doing with the mental grind that you need to get through a full NFL season.
Right now, ultimately, I can say that I haven't been in the training room this this season yet. So everything is as far as the things that I do to keep my body healthy, I feel like it's working so far. Mentally, I just feel like I've only pretty much scratched the surface of what I can possibly get done and what this team can possibly get done. Is everything is so fast and week to week. It still doesn't feel like as long as a college season just because of how the NFL works. So I'm fine.
Go ask to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Clyde, you talked about competing with the guys in the running back room, but in a way, you're also competing with the other running backs in the league. Being ranked number 3 in rushing yards in the league, do you look at those numbers at all? And if you do, how motivating is that for you?
The times that I look at it is the times that it just kind of just pops up on my feed. It's not something that I go out and actively look for, but when you do see it, if you're not in this game for a competition, it's kind of like why are you doing it? So yeah, I look at it and I know it's a competition, but it's not something that I'm forcing. It's if it comes to me and I'm able to run the ball and have the game, have a great game, then so be it, and then we flush it and move on to the next week. That's just what it is.